Warning, the following is entirely satirical and should not be taken as truth or fact. Styles Rebel Radio and the Rebel Podcast do not own any copyrighted material that may be included in this broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
That's
not
fucking
awesome,
true.
dude. Yes, I hope it is.
Suspend the show right now.
You're gonna zipline directly into the harpoon?
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's gonna suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore.
Welcome to the Rebel Radio Show, live, uncut and uncensored on WSRR Radio, coming to you from the Soft Serve Studios. To my right is Shaney.
Hey, everyone.
On the board's Jules.
Howdy.
To my left is the Pidge.
I'm a pigeon.
I am a pigeon. No, I'm not a really comfortable chair, nor Brendan Fraser. I'm radio's Rebel DJ style.
Damn it.
Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show, 216-859-8699. What's that?
Call us. Or text us.
I mean, that's just the number.
Or
that's the number.
That's
I'm
really
still
all that
stuck.
you can
I'm still
do.
hung up on Fraser in the chair.
Yeah, I wrote an article 4 years ago called 4 Photos That'll Make You Say, That's Not Brendan Fraser. That's a really comfortable chair.
And I mean, in all honesty, as an avid reader, when you look at those,
They look identical.
you can't tell apart.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
chair
it's a
and-
little harder now because it's gotten in better shape, but...
Anytime I sit down, I'm like, Brendan!
And he's like, ah!
Yeah.
And they go, watch out for that tree.
Yeah.
We talked about George in the Jungle for like 30 minutes before the fucking show started.
30 minutes.
30, honestly, for
30,
like 4
maybe
hours.
30, maybe 38 minutes.
Felt like 30 hours. Felt like 30 years.
I wish it
More
was
like
30
30
minutes.
seconds to Mars, am I right? Because we're talking about Jared Leto.
We're just not, though. Like, that's the thing. The problem with that intro, the problem with that segue and intro to
Yeah,
the topic is
yeah.
that it's wrong on all accounts.
Give me a better segue then.
We're talking about murders?
Hell yeah. We
Yeah,
we actually are talking about murders.
This is a true crime podcast.
Yeah, welcome back to True Crime Radio, WSRR, the star.
We could do true
The
crime.
knife.
That's like the one thing we don't do.
We could befriend a criminal and then just follow their crimes.
Just talk to him about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that crime you did,
Yeah.
truthfully.
Yeah. Truthfully, tell me
Truthfully,
about.
did you commit that crime?
Tell me about
detail.
all of your crimes. I
No.
think it would work.
So we in October in conspiracy series.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking a
do
little
that.
Yiddish there.
Yeah.
In October for conspiracy theory season,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about government cover-ups and psyops.
Yes.
And two of the major ones we talked about. You all right over there?
Dude, Pidge can't handle these government cover-ups.
No, it's just the
He's
Yiddish.
laughing in the face of the government.
He's laughing in the face of all our Yiddish
It's
listeners.
the Yiddish, yeah.
It's a Yiddish thing. You wouldn't understand.
True.
You said something really funny.
I did. If you speak Yiddish out there, 216-859-8699. Send me a little bit of it. But no, in October we talked about government conspiracies and cover-ups, and two of the big ones being JFK and MLK.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I think we did a whole show before about JFK's assassination and how nothing about it lines up.
Yeah.
There's no way a bullet makes that path. It's never been able to be recreated.
There has to be a second shooter.
Yeah, there has to be at least a second shooter, and like I don't know, everything about it is wrong.
Yeah.
And then Jules brought up the MLK assassination this past year for October,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so much inconsistency with
The trees.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was one that just, sorry to kind of
Yeah,
run
no,
off
you're
on a
good.
tangent. I didn't realize how much of a conspiracy that
Yeah,
one
it's not talked about.
was. I just thought it was kind of cut and dry, like,
That's why I
'Cause-
was so adamant about bringing it.
And
in
it was a really good
October.
one. It's
It
a
was
really
George-
like insightful one.
It
You
was
know,
George of the Jungle.
It was not George
It
of
was
the Jungle.
trees.
He
It's
did it.
got to do with the
He was
trees.
in the trees. They're in the trees.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. There's a tree in front of the window that they said the shooter was supposed to be in, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Overnight.
overnight, that tree was cut down by the city
Yes.
to make it a viable place for the shooter to
Yeah.
have been.
Yes. However, multiple people witnessed a shooter in the bushes in front of that building.
Yeah.
But none of these witnesses were credible. Also, the family sued the government.
And won.
Yeah.
And
And
won.
won.
Yeah.
The family sued the government and won, and it's been an ongoing thing.
That one was really like,
You don't learn that. But
yeah.
Why?
Right.
Well, it was very similar, too, to the MLK thing.
Well, this is the MLK.
Oh, this
thing.
is okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the screen. There's JFK on it.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I keep
yeah.
getting confused. Okay, I was okay.
Well, so the
So
reason
I'm
we
so
brought
mixed
this up
up.
is last week was Martin Luther King Day,
Yeah.
and we had a guest on. We had Idle and Black on, so we didn't get a chance to actually get into.
Which shout out Idle and Black.
Yeah, shout
Thanks
out
for
to
coming on.
Black. so we didn't actually get a chance to get into MLK Day, but the reason that, other than it being MLK Day, that we wanted to bring this up was we had a listener submit a new piece that we didn't find during our MLK investigation of a letter that was written to Martin Luther King Jr. This is from the federal government. No one knows who the person who wrote it is, but it was received the day before the assassination.
Is it not is it not named on there?
No, there's no name.
Interesting.
Is there
okay.
any like header or anything?
Yeah, that's kind of my
it's
question.
just it's a letter that says King to start to.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why it's not Martin Luther King
Yeah.
in here. But I'm going to read this, and then we're going to get into the connecting piece here in a minute. But the letter reads, King, in view of your low-grade, abnormal personal behavior, I will not dignify your name with either Mr. or Reverend and a doctor, and your last name calls to mind the only type of king, such as King Henry VIII, and his countless acts of adultery and immoral conduct lower than that of a beast. King, look into your heart. You know you are a complete fraud and a great liability. All of us, I'm not going to say that word. White people in this country have had enough frauds of their own, but I'm sure they don't want one this time that is as near as poor of equal as you. You are no clergy, and you know it. I repeat, you are a colossal fraud and an evil, vicious one at that. You could not believe in God and act as you do. Clearly, you don't believe in any personal or moral principles. King, like all frauds, your end is approaching. You could have been our greatest leader. You could have even at an early age, have turned out to be not the leader, but a dissolute, abmoral imbecile. We will now have to depend on our old leaders, like Wilkins. Wilkins? A man of character, and thank God we have others like him. But you are done. Your honorary degrees, your Nobel Prize, what a grim farce, and other awards will not save you. King, I repeat, you are done. No person can overcome facts, not even a fraud like yourself. Lend your sexual, psychotic ear to the enclosed. You will find yourself in all of your dirt, filth, and evil moronic talks exposed for all the record of all time. I repeat, no person can argue successfully against the facts. You are finished. You will find companions, male, female, give you expression to your hideous abnormalities, and some of them to pretend to be ministers of hideous abominations. Satan could do no more. What our incredible evilness is that all of the record, your sexual orgies. Listen to yourself, you filthy abnormal animal. You are on record. You have been on record all of your adulterous acts, all of your sexual immoralities, orgies, extending far into the past. This one is but a tiny sample. You will understand this, yes, your various evil platforms on this East Coast, there's a redacted section here, and others on the West Coast, and the outside of the country will be on record. King, you are done. The American public, the church organizations that you have been helping, Protestant, Catholic, and Jews will all know you for what you are, an evil, abnormal beast. So will others that backed you. You are done. King, there is only one thing left for you to do. You know what it is. You have just 34 days in which to do this. This exact number has been selected for a specific reason, and it is definite, punctual, and significant. You are done. There is but one way out for you, and you better take it before your filthy, abominable, fraudulent self is bare to the nation.
And that is a direct quote from...
We don't know.
We don't know. Just somebody.
But it
that
was addressed to Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King Jr. Oh,
How
he sounded rather serious.
Yeah.
was that released or
To my knowledge, this has been public record for a couple years. And from the information that I received from the listener who sent this in,
right?
it was received by the federal government the day before the MLK assassination.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It was received by the government, so I'm assuming then after the assassination, the government came in and then they saw a letter coming to the house or
And, yeah,
beforehand. He didn't check
disclosed
the
it.
mail and it was there.
Right.
Mm.
Which, the reason we're talking about this is as of, what is today, the 27th of January?
Mhm.
Yep.
A couple of days ago, President Trump just signed an executive order that says the federal government must disclose the MLK and JFK assassination detail from the CIA to the public. Which, when we talked about the JFK assassination, it was supposed to be done like 6 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, they were supposed to have been declassified.
Yeah.
So it says here, within 45 days of this order, or within 45 days of the date of this order, the Director of National Intelligence and the Attorney General shall, in coordination with the Assistant to the President of National Security Affairs and the Counsel to the President, review records related to the assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and present a plan to the President for a full and complete release of these records.
Good.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's got to be something up. And I mean, we talked about this with MLK and JFK when we talked about them respectively. Why would these be disclosed, number one, or why would these be undisclosed for so long? Why would the JFK documentation that was supposed to become public information be withheld from the public if there wasn't some kind of government involvement, if there wasn't some kind of cover-up? You know, what would it hurt the public to know what we've been told, right?
Here's the thing. I feel like this is about to go through like a big vetting system before
Probably.
it actually gets released to the public.
There's going to be some blacked out sections.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know the legality with redacting things in there, but we can
Probably-
assume there's going to be a decent bit.
Probably
Maybe a
super
rewrite.
legal. There's probably going to be a lot of redaction because within 45 days of the date of this order, the Director of National Intelligence and the Attorney General shall, in coordination with the Assistant to the President for National Security Affairs and the Counsel to the President, review records related to the assassination.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
going to go through.
Review process
Yeah,
first.
it's going to go through a big review process first. So
They're going to read them all page by page
that
in a
would
big circle.
probably, in my, like, if I'm to take a stab, that's, you know, anything that's government related of like, oh, the CIA actually did this is whoosh, big black line right through it, you know?
For the next 45 days, it's
Yeah.
government book club.
Yeah, right.
Well, and I think the interesting
Get
part
your-
of it to me is you
Get
got
your
to
black
assume
Sharpies out. We're about to redact.
Yeah. you got to assume for the most part the people reviewing this probably weren't in this position during the assassinations.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how many of these people are seeing this for the first time within the government
Right.
and learning these events the first time within the government
Right.
and then deciding what do we want to disclose,
Yeah,
what will
right.
incriminate us, even though we
Right.
weren't part of this administration.
That's super.
Yeah.
'Cause
Super
then-
interesting.
Yeah, because then you can talk about like the psyche of like, well, what did they want the perception to be? You know,
Yeah.
is like, do they want the perception to be clear as day of like, yeah, okay, the CIA totally did like everything that you thought is true.
hmm
We're just letting it all out. What you knew was true,
Airing
and then
their grievances
right,
type
and,
shit.
and then it's like kind of almost like another UFO thing,
Right.
where we already know all of this shit, and you're just kind of confirming our beliefs.
I guess
right?
that's the question. Has enough time passed from JFK and from MLK's assassinations that the American public could look at these documents and, assumingly, documents that reveal the government had some implication in this, had some factor in this, and go, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense, and we'd be cool with it, just like we did with UFOs, and just like they did with MK Ultra.
I was about to say with UFOs, how recently they came out with the documents saying like, "Hey, this is some documents
Yeah.
that we have," and the public was like, "Oh, word,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
cool." And now they're gonna try to do this with the assassinations of federal or officials.
I
And it's just, do you think it's gonna be the same reaction where they're just gonna be like, oh, "Okay, I think so." I think they
Yeah.
might. I
You
don't
think it's
know.
going to blow over?
yeah.
I think it might blow over. I don't want to get too theoretical or anything, but I don't know. Might be a test of just how much the younger generations on social media actually care
no, yeah,
about
that's
it.
exactly
See how much like it's brain rot. Everything's been brain
Yeah.
rotted.
Well, that goes into like basically my point with this is I think that we're late. Or my thoughts is I feel like we're too lazy to do anything. I
Mhm.
think that we're like look at like the riots in France over
Sure.
like small government issues,
Yeah.
really small tiddlywink shit in our eyes,
Yeah.
and I think that's because we're very like I don't know, we're lazy as a people. I feel.
I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting factors at play in the near
Yeah.
future. 216-859-8699. Let me know what you think's going on with the federal government and these assassination cover-ups.
What's the difference between the shirt you're currently wearing and the one that I am? Well, both do their job of concealing us from the outside world and social boundaries. But one little black swoosh makes yours cost nearly double. That red rectangle may not change how warm you are, but it certainly changes the price tag. The truth is, nobody cares about the details. Get to the point with GenericClothes.com. Have a laugh at the big brand clothing company's expense with shirts that simply say sports team, political statement, music band, and more. A shirt for any occasion and the perfect gift. GenericClothes.com.
Hi, this is Melissa,
And hey, it's Matt.
coming at you from Synergy Music Studio.
We are a recording and production studio located on the south side near Chicago.
Check us out online at synergymusicstudio.com. We offer recording, mixing, and mastering.
And follow us on Instagram at Synergy Music Studio. Rock hard.
Hey, I'm Lucas Durazio,
And I'm Dom Farrow.
and we're the hosts of WSRR's new Cleveland sports talk show from Pittsburgh.
So, of course, we gotta talk a little Steelers, but we're also gonna be talking about your Cleveland Browns.
Talking about that rivalry, those hard-hitting matchups, the AFC North. Me and Dom might do some hard-hitting because we get physical and fight each other on the air.
Tune in to find that 10 a.m. for new episodes on Mondays, WSR Radio.
Behind Enemy Lines is the name of the show, by the way. We forgot to say it. Behind Enemy Lines, Mondays at 10 a.m. for new episodes on WSRR Radio. That's the promo. Cut it there.
Are you ready, kids? It's me, distinctively non-copyright unspecified Sponge Man, and you're listening to the Rebel Radio Show on WSRR. Make the switch.
Reminds me, the thing you were saying during break,
Yeah.
it reminds me about synergymusicstudio.com.
Oh, yeah.
I know you were talking about the fact that you wanted to get into music more, and
Yeah.
you were talking about a place that you can mix, master, and record all in one place.
I was.
Synergy Music Studio, based out of Chicago, Illinois, can do all of that for you. And the best part is, even if you're not in Chicago, you can take advantage of their reamping service.
Okay.
So you can send in those tracks of yours that,
Yeah.
and this is just a you thing. I know they sound
No,
like
no.
shit.
Yeah.
You record them on your iPhone 5C in your closet.
It's just me screaming. low tone screaming.
I told you that's not what Mongolian throat singing is, by the way.
Like it's almost extended grunting.
It sounds painful.
It hurts me.
Regardless, you can make it sound better and cleaned up with Synergy's reamping service. Go to synergymusicstudio.com to see your service needs today. They work specifically to each artist's needs. Once again, synergymusicstudio.com, proud supporter of WSRR Radio. 216-859-8699. If you're watching along on a Monday live, you can join the YouTube simulcast as well. You can get video with your audio. And if you're watching on the YouTube simulcast, I want to know if you're also watching something else on your phone
Yeah.
while you watch on the YouTube simulcast.
Yeah. What else are you watching? What's
Yeah,
on that second screen? What else? What's the other thing?
What are you watching to while you're listening right now?
You got Subway Surfers playing under us right now?
Oh, dude.
That kind of
get-
be sick.
We'd have to call Jake for the brain rot
Yeah.
there.
Hey, that's the plan. I can Mongolian throat sing. I'll do it right now.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, hit some.
There it is.
Thanks.
No,
You're
That's
welcome,
good.
man.
Sorry to all our Mongolian listeners.
If I actually had to fart, that'd be way funnier.
Second screens. Sorry,
I
the
have.
farting took me off of it.
I have a DS.
Do you know what the DS stands for?
Digital system.
Yes, it does. Don't fuck you.
Dakota Sahara.
Stands for dope system, dude.
Dakota South.
Double screen.
Yeah, it's the
Sound-
formal name. It's their legal name.
Yes, the Nintendo Dakota South. Obviously, dual screen, right? Isn't that actually what the DS stands for? Dual screen.
I thought it stood for Dick SpongeBob. But
I thought it was Dick Sporting Goods.
Hey,
I thought it was a
yo.
crossover collab.
Hey, yo.
Dual screens. Netflix is intentionally making shows that are less thick in plot, easier to follow, so you can be on a second screen while you watch it. It's essentially TV intended to be background noise.
It's developer system. That's
I'm
the
not-
DS.
Not buying it.
It's developer system. That's what AI and
Dual
Google
screen.
told me.
Oh,
so
no, it's
oh,
dual screen.
I
Yeah.
thought it was deviled salad.
I thought it was double Singapore.
Oh God!
One is worse enough.
216-859-8699.
If you're from Singapore,
What does the DS stand for?
What's it
Nintendo
stand for in
DS?
Singapore?
Oh god.
Or in
Yeah.
South Dakota?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But no, Netflix is making TV shows that are intentionally lacking in plot and substance, so you can be on a second screen while the show is on, because that is the way of the future, apparently, according to Netflix.
It makes me so
Family Guy funny moments while I'm watching Saving Private Ryan. Let's make it happen.
It makes me so sad. Like, it
Make it
makes me
happen.
so genuinely
I want
upset.
Subway Surfers while I watch my middle-aged smut movies that are up there now.
You know you do it.
They're
though.
taking off Breaking Bad so they can do it.
in 2 years.
Yeah.
In 2 years.
I don't know if it's just me getting older, but I feel like I have felt continually over the last maybe a little bit more than 5 years, 6, 7 years, that I just don't like new content. New TV shows, new movies, new music. It all just, there's not I was having a conversation with my friend about it of I don't know a new artist that I'm hyped about, and maybe that's a little bit straying for people because music is for but and again, I could be getting older, but also, are they dumbing things down? Are people just getting dumber and not making things, or are people who are making things making them dumber? So then I feel like what is new content is really just watered down bullshit.
Well, a lot of new content's just rehashed content too, and I don't care.
But then it's is that the other thing? Am I just getting older, and so I feel like the things of my childhood or my youth or
They're
what
just
is
remaking?
Yeah, right.
You're getting older. You look old. Is what I'm telling you.
I know.
But no, I completely agree.
Public Shane diss. There we go.
I think, and I do think, unfortunately, this is a good move.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people are second screening all of the time.
Yeah, and that sucks. But you're totally right.
They're gonna make money from it, but I mean, I don't. Yeah.
It's just one of those things where
they're gonna make money from it.
They're making a lot of money.
Are we gonna revert back to normal high brain?
No high brain,
high intellect TV shows, and
No.
then we'll watch shows from this era and be like, why was it so dumb?
Do you think it's gonna be a
Maybe.
stock a crash? Like a stock market crash where
It's
it's
gonna
going to be
plummet
double
where-
screen, and then people are going to be like, "What? I just want to go back."
Yeah, I
to-
just want one screen.
Yeah.
Probably.
the 2028 TV crisis.
Yeah.
I bet. We'll be reading articles in 5 years about TV is too dumb nowadays. We need smarter television.
We're at the point. Well, hang on, 'cause
And then
maybe,
AI will write smarter television.
maybe this is just your point that you were making. Is we're at the point now where the previous generation said, "Well, TV is just dumb now." TV is just dumb now.
Yeah, and so then they're just making it dumber than it already is.
Yeah,
That's what
But-
DS stands for.
dumb,
Dumb now.
dumb stuff.
Dumb stuff.
But no, but the difference is Netflix is actually coming out and saying that we're dialing back on content
Yeah,
in
right.
the show so you can do something else while this is on.
And I wonder what that's going to look like. If you are fully intently watching one of those shows, are there
Yeah.
just going to be weird breaks in dialogue or something like that, or a scene transition, but it's really long? The transition is
Yeah.
a 5-minute transition.
Well, so I know you started this off as a joke, the whole Subway Surfer bottom screen thing.
Mhm.
But have you seen they have TVs now that they're in beta? You can buy them where there's an ad playing the whole time, but it's a separate screen that is attached to your TV. So you have your TV, and then there's a screen that sits under your TV, a small screen, the full length
Yeah.
of your TV that just constantly plays ads. So you never see commercials through the TV.
That's
But they
crazy.
are always on the bottom bar of your TV,
This
which I looked at and went, I'd buy that because I'd figure out a way to detach that fucking
I don't
bar
know. Yeah, I mean, probably
or
people
hide
will,
it behind something.
Yeah, people will you literally put a black
Right.
masking tape over it, and
But
you
when
wouldn't see it.
when do we get to the point of we're doing the whole Subway Surfer video thing on a TV, where on the top of your TV you can watch one show, and on the bottom of the TV you can have a podcast going?
Soon, if not now, because I mean, look at
It's just picture in picture.
iPad kids already are doing that shit. They're already
Yeah, that's fair.
watching video. We have a joke about it on our Instagram of
Yeah,
we
we do.
we look at it as a meme,
Yeah.
but there are kids who are 8 years younger than us, 10 years younger than us. That's the only way that they can intake content.
They have websites that you can put a college book into, and it will make that brain rot.
I've seen that.
What?
I've seen that. It's a certain website, yeah, where it's just what Jules said. It's an app, and you will put in read this lecture or whatever in the same format as one of the Brain Rot TikTok videos, and it will have Subway Surfers playing with that AI voice,
That's so
with the
crazy.
captions going, and it's just your lecture.
That's
It's
so crazy.
Yeah,
Well, and to break the fourth wall here a little bit, to break the walls down,
Sure.
Chris Jericho in the studio.
Yeah, buddy.
To break the walls down, you talked about the spoof Brain Rot video we have that Jake Underwood made.
Yeah.
That is our most viewed video by far
Yeah.
on all platforms.
No
On
way.
YouTube, on Instagram. Yeah, it is our most viewed
Yeah.
video by far, is this 1 minute short of Subway Surfer or I think it's Minecraft actually,
Minecraft,
talking about how WSR radio cured your ED. That is our most viewed content of all platforms.
I was watching this.
We're that bad.
We're
it
curing ED everywhere.
Yeah,
we're
we're not great at radio, but we are curing ED.
hell yeah.
Jake is the
finally.
foundation of which this rock was built.
I was watching a Shark Tank about these three.
What were you
guys.
watching while you were watching the Shark Tank? Sorry to cut you off. What was on your
Sur-
phone? Okay.
Subway Surfers, obviously. It's my
Okay,
favorite.
Sorry, my bad.
No, I was watching a Shark Tank, and it was an interview with these guys who were on a Shark Tank, and their business was, it was like a summer school for kids who are addicted to their phones and their iPads, but it taught them how to like video edit or like create maps in Fortnite, like UEFN, you know, like how to be a coder or something, like use their brain
How to use
rot.
the engine, yeah.
Yeah, like use their stuck on screen to their advantage, essentially. And they said that there was a lot of kids who like legitimately couldn't learn, who like the parents were looking for something like them, sought out this company, and like the kids couldn't learn if they didn't have something else with them. Like it was physically impossible for them. Yeah. And it was just like three guys who were like our age who had this company, and they had to be the initial teachers. And so the guy that I was watching interviewing them was like, were there kids that were actually unteachable? Like, is it actually that bad now? And the creators were like, like there were definitely kids who had to have like the joke of Subway Surfers like on their screen below them to actually learn, but those kids still learned. So
they're definitely not unteachable, because you just take it away from them for a week and then they cry it out, and then you just do something. That's like, I honestly think you just have to like cold turkey them from it.
Is
and then
that how it works?
But I guess it depends on how long they've been doing that.
If a kid starts at 3 to 5 on their iPad, and then you take it away for 1 week,
they're gonna bitch and complain for a while, and then they gotta figure out how to do it.
Maybe.
Again.
I mean, listen, I don't like disagree with the sentiment. I think that the psychology might be a little bit impactful, though.
Oh, it'll definitely be harmful to their brain, but it's just like, I feel like something like that can just be hard reset.
I think ethically this is a questionable idea. However, I would be interested to see if you took a certain demographic and say like maybe algebra, right? 6th grade algebra, and you gave them 5 weeks of algebra, and then gave them 5 weeks of algebra with Subway Surfer on another screen, how well they'd do.
Right.
216-859-8699. What are you watching while you're listening?
If LimeWire taught us anything, your digital music is free and open to piracy, and even manipulation when it comes to digital distribution. So why settle for a bunch of ones and zeros floating around on the internet? Make your release something special with Hellbender Vinyl. Hellbender is one of America's most trusted custom vinyl record pressing plants and works with local artists to get their next release pressed exactly to their liking. So check out Pittsburgh's first and only custom vinyl pressing plant today by visiting hellbendervinyl.com to get started. And don't forget, all customers at Hellbender Vinyl get 5 free test presses at no additional charge. Hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com.
This is the Pidge from the Pigeonhole WSRR. You're finally getting a new promo from me. You've heard the same one over and over and over and over again, so you're welcome. What you're going to do is go to the Styles Rebel Radio Discord page, and you're going to submit anything that you find into the Pigeonhole section. Any tweet, any post, anything that you find, any of your opinions. I'll read anything at this point that you send me, and that's not a joke. I'm surprised the show hasn't been banned. and canceled yet because of some of the things that I've said. So it's a fun time. Submit your stuff.
This is Preston Harden, creator of True Vault Escapades, a show combining my love for the Fallout games and old-time radio of days gone by. If you're looking for a classic detective show set in the retro-futuristic post-apocalyptic wasteland, this is definitely for you. You can find us on any podcatcher like Apple or Spotify, and hear it exclusively here on WSRR Radio every weeknight at 10 p.m. Tune in today and prepare for the future.
The Rebel Radio Show is live at 5.
Stop saying Daryl the Wild Man Show as if it was like a show that was on it. Well, that's not a thing.
Every Monday on WSRR Radio.
Sorry, I was talking about peg holder in the break and got distracted.
Can't help it, man. It's those second screens.
I was busy watching my second screen.
We need them. We need them to live.
There is a good version of that. Like, it doesn't all have to be bad brain rot mobile apps.
Mm-hmm.
I often find myself, like when I'm watching TV or something, you know how you just doom scroll a little bit, right? I often find myself watching Hellbender Vinyl's Instagram because they show you the process in which they make the vinyl records. So they show you like how they get the color in there, how they make the pattern in there, they roll it, they press it, they cut it. It's a really cool process, and better yet, it's great for all local independent artists to make your next album release something more than a bunch of ones and zeros floating around online. Don't be one of those things that people are looking at a second screen because of. Make your album stand out with hellbendervinyl.com. They're hellbent on quality, hellbent on surface, hellbendervinyl.com. And if you really want to stand out for your next show or even going to your next party, go to genericlothes.com. Pick up a shirt that says shirt, sports team, political statement, or any of their wide variety. You can even get one that says local radio station based off WSRR Radio. They're a proud supporter of independent and local music. Genericlothes.com. Nobody cares about the details. Get to the point. Let's get to the point of this.
Yeah, let's make them pay.
Let's make them pay.
Finally.
Welcome to the Make Them Pay segment of the show.
Finally.
At
We're making
WSR
them
Radio
pay.
on Venmo.
Pay us.
We're talking about Misny.
Yeah, Tim Misny is a name that is said with reverence.
Yeah,
around
buddy,
these,
with
these
revere.
hallowed halls.
These parts of Cleveland.
Yeah.
And the Ohio.
And all
the
parts
whole
of
Ohio.
yeah, Northeast Ohio. Yeah.
So those of you who aren't in Ohio, prepare for a wild roller coaster of lore here with Lawyer Tim Misny.
Look him up.
Former lawyer.
You got to look him up while we're talking about this, so you have your second screen.
Yeah.
So just
Second
look it
screen, look up Tim Misny. Tim Misny, Timothy P. Misny, actually, is a lawyer in Ohio.
Stands for poop.
Does not stand for poop.
Yes, it does.
Stands for digital system. Tim Misny is a lawyer in Ohio who got famous, like a cultural icon here, for his slogan, I make them pay.
And his Agent 47 looking face.
He looks exactly like Agent 47, does the whole people's eyebrow thing in a point.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is, I'll make them pay, right? And if you're a law firm, especially a local law firm, that's a great little tagline.
Yeah.
I'm Tim Misny, I'll make them pay.
Right.
Then it started getting billboard traction.
Yeah, he did.
Because it wasn't like, call J&Q Law Firm if you're hurting a car. It was literally just a white billboard, picture of Tim Misny pointing, bald man pointing, and it says, make them pay.
Yeah,
White
buddy.
background.
Make them pay.
And sometimes it doesn't even say that. It
Yeah,
just
sometimes
has
it's
him
just
there.
him.
Yeah.
It's just him.
He does this eyebrow thing. He does the one eyebrow
He does the people's
raise.
eyebrow,
He
yeah.
does the people's eyebrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To which the lore progresses past the billboard that says make them pay, because then once that caught fire in Ohio,
Yeah.
he no longer had to tell you what he does.
Like the river.
Like the river
Yeah,
that catches
buddy.
on fire,
Yeah,
Tim
buddy.
Misny is this generation's pollution.
Hell yeah.
Tim Misny then got such an ego that he no longer will tell you he makes them pay. No, his billboard said, you know what I do.
You
Yeah,
know
buddy.
what I do.
Yeah,
yes,
buddy.
we do, actually. And we do.
And we do.
I'm just reading here. In 2009, he legally trademarked the phrase "I'll make them pay."
There's no way.
It's
Yeah.
trademarked?
Yeah.
TM with
Are
the
we
circle,
gonna get fucking cease and desist for saying I'll make them pay?
I don't know.
TM with the circle?
Maybe.
This is
It's
advertising.
acapella.
Tim.
It's a Boomer talking fella.
The TM stands for digital system.
Yeah, it's true. This is insane. So fast forward a couple more years now, no longer do the billboards say, "You know what I do." It is just a large zoomed picture of his face, of his eyes and eyebrow looming over the city, Gatsby-esque.
Yeah, very Gatsby style of him. I do love that.
And there's been spin-offs. There's been like him in a gold suit for New Year's. It's just pictures of him.
He's done themed ones, different holidays.
He has a Mount Rushmore one right now.
Yeah.
And very rarely is there text on them anymore.
Yeah, no.
It's just photos of Tim Misny on billboards.
No words.
This local lawyer from Cleveland just plastering his face all over the city.
And he's been around since, I think, the 90s, before
Since
the
billboards.
90s. Since billboards.
He's been making them pay for a long, long time.
To the point where I'm convinced that he does not care about his law firm at all. I feel like he's off on side quests.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he doesn't. So I looked into it a little bit like a while ago. He doesn't actually like represent clients anymore for his law firm. Yeah, he doesn't actually make them pay. He just owns the firm, or like he like represents the firm, and so then you would contact Misny's law firm.
Tim Misny law firm.
Yeah, and then they would give you a lawyer, one of their
Imagine
lawyers.
going to law school for 8 to 10 years, something like that, and you take your tests and everything, and then you just you study and you shadow lawyers and all that, and do all these court cases. You put people to jail, but you're working for Tim. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to apply for this guy.
I'd be proud.
I think
How many people has Tim Misny incarcerated?
A lot, probably. He's probably made a lot of people pay.
What is his KD?
Can
Let me
you
see?
Yeah, can we find Tim Misny's KD?
I'm looking up his. Okay.
Is he a good lawyer?
Isn't he just like an injury lawyer?
I think so.
So he wouldn't put people in jail.
I don't know, man.
He would just make them pay.
I guess that is fair. He doesn't say, "I'll send them to jail." He says, "I'll make them pay." I guess that's a valid argument.
The family currently resides on the 55-acre woodland estate called Misnyland.
That's
incredible.
True.
That's so
not
awesome,
fucking true.
Yes,
Yes,
I hope it is.
It is.
I hope it is.
He has a fucking
Misnyland
plantation called Misnyland.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a plantation, but I don't know about all that, all right?
Sorry, Woodland Estate.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
yeah.
plantation to me, Chief.
Hey, jeez. I don't know about all that. It sounds like Misnyland to me.
Oh, they do a lot of high price settlements. They'll do, this one's $45.2 million, or it's 42.5, and this one's 2.1 million drug settlement.
So Tim Misny's like the guy you slip on some pee-pee at Walmart. He's the one you call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll make him.
We're not sponsored by Tim Misny,
but we like to be.
Hell yeah.
Take me to Misnyland. I want to go there.
Dude,
Walk through your doors.
Live show from
ride on your
Misnyland.
rides.
That'd be sick.
Speaking of live show, the reason that we're really talking about Tim Misny today.
Yeah.
Tim Misny is hosting essentially an emo night on March 29th.
Metal Fest.
Sorry, Metal Fest,
Misny,
yes.
It's called the Misny Metal Fest.
It's going to rival incarceration.
It's going to be huge. I feel like it's actually going to be a huge event.
It's at the 5 o'clock Lounge in Lakewood, and a lot of our bands play there.
In Lakewood?
Yeah, but Misny is hosting Misny's Metal Fest
Hell yeah.
on March 29th. And the reason isn't even just to host a music show. It's for filming for the Tim Misny movie that's coming.
Hell yeah.
I'm so excited. This is good.
Dude, that we have to go. You have to go in so you can be in the Misny movie.
I kind of want to, is the worst part.
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like it'd be sick
But
just to be in the movie.
I feel like he's making most of his money not from law.
Yeah, no, this is just to me is like his stamp of like, I am the Cleveland meme. Him making this movie.
I do make them pay.
I make the memes. I make them pay, and I make the memes.
He said, "I am Cleveland,
Yeah.
bitch."
What? Fuck LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron's out, Misny's in.
Misny's in, dude, yeah.
He slid right into that spot.
Have him throw the powder over the crowd.
Who's
Yeah.
brought more money to Cleveland, LeBron or Misny?
Misny.
Misny.
110%
It's not
Misny.
about the money.
It
Where-
literally
It's about
said,
making them pay.
Where's
It
money?
this article.
So it is a little bit about the
It's
money.
not money, dude. He makes them pay in a different kind of way.
Look.
This article literally said that he has like a big fund for the Cleveland City Mission.
Here
the
it says,
Browns?
Currently in
No, that's the other source of
the
income.
other- that's the other
that's our
mission.
one of two sources of income.
That's our other
Tim
mission.
Misny and the Browns.
It says Currently in pre-production stages, the hour-long feature on Misny is a 43-year-long climb to legal stardom and the beautification as a Cleveland meme in being produced by Mo Taylor, the head of Brain Dagger Films.
It's about a meme. It's about him becoming a meme.
Yeah, it's about him becoming a meme.
It's this segment an hour long.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an hour-long version of this segment. Right.
Yeah, Evan, I want to talk about that too. He has a merch page.
Yes, he does.
I received Tim Misny merch for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
I received a clock that says "Make them pay" for Christmas.
Hell
with,
yeah.
of course, with Tim Misny on it. This
He's
man
making so much money off.
He
of this
doesn't even have a
script.
logo. It's just his face.
Where is it?
He's making so
It's in
much
the
money
basement.
off of the
Oh,
script.
I gotta check it out.
These guys are not Misny.
Yeah, no, this movie is gonna be.
Dude.
It's how long? How long is it? An hour?
An hour.
This movie is gonna be 45 minutes of Tim Misny practicing law.
How does emo night come
And
into
then-
this?
It's gonna be 15 minutes of him practicing law.
We
and
know
then
how.
45 minutes of Misny becoming
Yeah.
a meme. Yeah, why?
Why emo night?
Why is he putting on a metal show?
We have to watch the movie to find
We
out.
have to be in the movie to
Yeah.
find out.
Misny is set to turn 70 in April.
What?
70?
He's a peepaw. He's
Papa
getting into
Miz.
peepaw territory.
Cleveland's #1 export is Miz. The Miz and
The
Tim
Miz.
Misny.
Very true.
Miz.
Very true.
We're really pumping him out.
That's what happens, man.
Here.
Dude, this is incredible.
A film following 4 decades of fighting wrongful death and injury mixed with
Wrongful death.
with a kind of folk hero recognition felt like the right way to start his legacy.
Legal stardom.
That's the
Start
thing. I
his
don't know.
legacy.
I don't know
Start
if
his
he-
legacy era. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know if legal stardom is the right term.
Yeah.
Local celebrity might
I mean,
be.
it's one of
But
those
he's
things where,
not
like,
famous for law.
if he's successful, I've always wondered what it must feel like to be
Did we figure out his KD?
a lawyer with a 100% KD.
I tried
You
to look
probably feel on top of the fucking world. Like that's probably the best feeling in the, like I would
How do
never
you
lose
think-
an argument.
you
I
think
would by default contractually never lose an argument ever again.
He is Better Call Saul. Like the judge
Honestly-
sees Misny walk in,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh man, I can't argue against this guy."
In 2013, the University of Western Australia awarded. Okay, no, this is not Misny. Never
Oh.
mind.
It's his.
This is a
It's his
different
upside down
person.
brother.
No, this is a different Tim Min something.
Dark Misny.
This
Dark
is Dark
Misny.
Misny. Sorry, I'm trying to
Aboriginal
find his
Misny.
KD, but it's bringing up a different Tim.
No, Tim.
No, Tim. It is really crazy though
He's
that like
just an Ohio legend, man.
he's
Nothing.
he's going all the way to make a movie about his life. Like that's very.
How far away?
Do you think he pitched the idea, or you think people came to
Yes.
him?
I feel like
He's like,
actually,
I
don't
need a
know.
movie.
I think somebody
He's
came
the
to him.
Vince
I don't
McMahon
know.
of law.
I could see it going either way of like him being like, I want to make money. I'm a really cool lawyer. I'm a meme. Let me pitch this movie idea. Or him being like, I really need to make money. This movie would probably make me money. Thanks for pitching me this idea.
I'd like to point out that I am not by far the first person to receive a Tim Misny clock for Christmas. I'm trying to find testimonials for
Mhm,
Tim,
mhm.
and this one just says, used to work at a daycare where he sent his kids. He gave all the teachers clocks with his face on them that said, time to make them pay for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
That's
Giving
funny.
out your own fucking face on stuff
Hell
for
yeah.
Christmas is a crazy concept.
I think he's a grifter. I think he's a big, giant grifter, and we're all just eating it up. Because it's funny.
I'm here for it, though.
But he's making a buck off us. He doesn't even do law anymore.
This person just commented he's real.
I might be anti-Misny,
he's-
guys.
You're anti-Misny?
After this segment, I think
That's
I might
anti-Ohio.
I might
bud.
be anti-Misny.
Has anyone ever seen Tim Misny and Megamind in the same room at the same time?
Whoa. Good point.
They're
Still
both
laughing-
blue.
Still laughing at hysterically at the billboard on 990, just showing his eyes in the distance
That's what
with
I'm saying.
eyebrows.
He's
No
looming
words.
over. 1984 predicted him.
You don't. It was a book about Tim Misny. That was the precursor to this movie.
Yeah.
The
You got to
Coming of
read the
Misny.
movie before watching the.
1984, The Coming of Misny. Oh God.
I can't find his
Run.
KD anywhere.
We're 40 minutes away from his office. Let's go
He
swat
doesn't-
it.
He doesn't. He doesn't go there anymore.
We have to go to his.
He probably stops
We have to
in.
go to Misneyland.
We have to go to his
Yeah.
private estate.
You think? You think we could get there? You
I'm-
think we could get to
No.
Misneyland?
Nah.
Mm-mm.
You don't think he'd come on the show?
I think he'd come on the show.
Literally, the only question I want to ask him is his KD.
I think that legitimately.
By the way, for anyone who didn't play Call of Duty, Katie has killed death ratio.
Tim Misny posted on his YouTube, from what I just found, an aerial shot of his house of Misneyland 15 years ago.
All right, chat.
That's kind of a while.
So he said aerial views of Tim Misny's famous Misneyland.
Is there rides?
Geolocate it.
Are there rides?
I'm looking. Hold on, it's
just settlements.
Clip me now, Chad, if this becomes the truth. But I feel like we could get Tim Misny on the show. He seems like, of all the people, probably reach out to him.
We can ask him our lawyer questions.
Yeah,
It'd
right.
be legit.
No, we have to pay him for that because it's legal advice.
Yeah.
You're just looking at his house over there, huh?
Hey, he posted it.
That's weird.
He did post it.
It's legit his channel.
Misneyland.
Yeah,
dude. That unironically, that looks like Graceland.
That's Misneyland.
That's
baby.
Misneyland. That's exactly what you'd imagine.
Yeah, no, he lives in a giant fucking manor in the woods somewhere in Ohio. Do we know where Misneyland is? What part of Ohio?
I don't know. I have to, let me do some deep diving in here.
I feel like
I also don't feel like doxing him.
Well, no, I'm not going to give his address. Not till he comes on the show. Okay.
What are the top comments?
Yeah.
Damn, living large, Miz.
Like them eyes. At the point where you're putting up billboards without text, it's no longer to promote your law firm. It is just because you can do it.
Right.
Nobody is going to, like, anyone who doesn't know Tim Misny, no one's going to look at that and go, oh, that's a lawyer and I need a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You only know if you know.
Yeah, it's literally for meme. Has he spent the last 10 years making himself a meme by putting up these billboards?
I think.
Absolutely.
I think unintentionally.
He leans into it.
There was a
for
fire
sure.
on his
and
property.
I would too. A fire in Misny World?
There was a fire in Misneyland in 2024.
Oh, jeez.
It downed a tree and a power line.
Oh,
no, dude.
I hope he made the electric company pay.
It's his arch nemesis.
God?
Apparently there is an arch nemesis of Tim
Act of
Misny.
God claims are his arch nemesis?
No, apparently there is an arch nemesis of Misny, and he's an
anti-Misny?
actor. Hold on, I looked this up earlier, and I totally forgot what his name was.
You were
but it's something
unironically
junior.
looking up Tim Misny lore earlier?
I was.
Studying.
It's just an Ohio thing.
Yeah.
I was. Oh my gosh, it's Mike Polk Jr. Apparently, he's the funniest guy in Cleveland.
Mike Polk Jr. is a comedian.
Yeah, he's a comedian. Yeah, and apparently he's Misny's rival.
He's also related to someone that we know.
Yes.
Yeah, Minzy.
Yeah, Minzy.
It's his evil brother. He pays them.
Why does he hate Misny?
I don't think
I
he
don't
hates
know.
Misny.
I
I
don't
think they
know.
work together.
Oh.
Yeah.
They hate each other. I'm gaslighting all of you.
Here's my proposition. if Tim Misny doesn't come on this show, this is not a threat. Tim Misny, don't.
When you come on the show.
Don't sue me. If Tim Misny doesn't come on this show, I think we need to launch a campaign where we start posting billboards of white background man in suit distinctive features. I think we oppose Misny at his own game because no one else is doing it. If another contender shows up, another contender has arrived.
I thought I was anti-Misny.
We can
No
just put-
QR
You're
code.
pretty anti-Misny.
No QR code, no
Nothing.
law firm.
It's literally
no
just
context.
the billboards.
We're gonna outdo them.
That's it.
I don't
And
think
he's
it'd be a
gonna-
bad idea.
And they're gonna send the law firm photos of that, and Misny's gonna be like, "Who is this?
You think
What's going on? Who's
He's gonna
beating me at
contact
my own
the
game?
billboard companies."
Get a cease and desist for intellectual property
It's gonna
Yeah.
make us pay.
for using the idea of the white background. Well, invert it. Black background, white suit,
Yes,
Throw you off.
yes,
Not bald.
yes.
Throw you off. You full head of hair.
full head of hair,
Beard.
beard. Yeah, the grass
It's
man.
grass man.
Grass
Yeah,
man
grass
on the
man.
billboards.
It's grass man.
pointing.
Misny.
Yeah.
We'll call the grass man. We'll put him on a black background, stick him on a billboard, and make him point.
Make
We'll
them
give
point.
you things.
We'll give you things.
Instead of point, make them wave.
Yeah.
You want to pay?
Yeah.
With a question mark.
You want to
Please-
pay?
Please donate.
Please, pay, please donate. Yeah, he's got an outstanded hand.
Please
and looking
donate.
for donations. Please donate.
Anti-Misny.
Anti-Misny Grassman lore.
Hell yeah.
If you want to fund anti-Misny Grassman at WSR Radio on Venmo.
I always knew their lives were intertwined.
We're gonna start a
It's the
GoFundMe
orange
page.
eyes in the
Yeah,
distance.
yeah.
The Grassman.
We are going to start a GoFundMe page on
Oh.
the WSRR channel where we are going to create these billboards.
Yeah.
I'm
This
saying
is only if Tim Misny doesn't come on the show, of course.
And
Yeah.
we can put a big billboard of just the grass man's orange eyes.
Yeah.
It kind of is a threat.
This is not a threat. I'm just saying my
speaking your creativity into the world.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just putting out a thesis.
Okay.
It's just
okay.
my senior thesis in Misneology, dude.
Can we be a more polite Misny, where it's like, it's like I will make you pay. It's like, will you pay?
Would you pay?
Yeah.
Would you like to pay?
I mean,
I think
Pay as much as you can.
I think please donate with
Please
the
donate,
outstretched
yeah.
hand is good.
it's just
with
this.
with the uwu fingers.
I'm reading a little bit more about this Misny. So yeah, this old Misny chap.
Yeah.
It says that the studio was the one that pitched the movie to him, and it's gonna be in a mockumentary format. So it's gonna.
You know what? I'm fully supporting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
I
came
gotta
up
see
to him in
this.
his manner, and they're like, "Hey, do you want a movie made about you?" He's like,
Hell yeah.
and he looked at him, and he did that, and they're
Yeah.
like, "You got it."
Yeah.
He did the point.
Yeah. This studio is gonna make a shit ton of money off this meme movie,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be the only thing they ever do.
It's like when Chuck Norris gave the thumbs up
In Blades
in
of Glory.
in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
When he did that.
Yeah.
No, not in Blades of Glory.
He did it in Blades of
Dodgeball.
Glory.
In Dodgeball.
Oh, it's
when he gave
Dodgeball,
the
wasn't
thumbs
it?
up. Imagine if it was Misny there instead, and he pointed. That'd be a lot better.
That's if I make a movie, that's the cameo. It's Tim Misny,
Misny.
and everyone would be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Dude, if I were to ever make a movie, I'd probably make like Shrek 2.
With Chris Farley.
You know, you're
with
up to
Tim
something.
Misny voicing
Tim
Chris.
Misny.
With
Yeah.
Tim Misny voicing Chris Farley voicing Shrek.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if Tim Misny was
Inception.
in
They kinda
the
look alike.
Superman movie.
Oh, dude.
He could be.
Misny
He could be
be-
Lex Luthor.
They couldn't afford. Tim Misny's price was too
Yeah, it's
high
too
for
high.
them to paper over the
Yeah,
billboard for
yeah.
Superman.
He wanted
So his
them to
eyes
pay.
are in Metropolis now.
He watches over us.
That's a hell of a move. If you would have bought a billboard downtown
Oh,
where
yeah.
Superman was filming,
So good.
dude, Tim Misny could have made them pay a lot of money. I think
and they
he
would
missed
have.
out. Yeah, and they would have.
I'm shocked Tim Misny did not show up in the Avengers.
He should have.
He
Because
should've.
that was shot in Cleveland. I bet there is somewhere. I
Dude-
bet there's an aerial drone shot and his face is in there
Dude
somewhere.
would have made Loki pay.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have. I mean, Loki can't stand up against that financial beast.
When Civil War came out, it was originally supposed to be Captain America versus Tim Misny. So when Captain
Yeah,
America goes,
true.
Avengers assemble, Tim Misny's across from him going, I'm gonna make you pay.
I'm gonna make you pay.
And Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man comes out and he goes, I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Yeah.
They're all just threats. They're all just threatening Captain America.
Tim Misny did not get snapped by Thanos.
He might have.
Does anyone have Tim Misny's Snapchat?
I don't think.
Does he have a Snapchat? He has an
He
Instagram.
probably does.
This dude's definitely got a Snapchat.
He has an Instagram. Everybody DM Tim Misny and ask him if he has a Snapchat.
Everyone DM Tim Misny and ask him to come on the Rebel Radio Show.
Yeah.
Tim
We're
Misny
gonna
is
get sued.
just a lawyer.
He's not now.
He's not just a lawyer. We love you, Tim. We want
he
you on the
owns a
show.
law firm. He's not
He-
even a lawyer anymore.
He was a lawyer.
We want to hear you talk about TNA wrestling for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You think Tim Misny's a wrestling fan? I think Tim
What's
Misny's
your,
a
what's
wrestling
your
know,
take
man.
on the product?
Yeah.
How's the product doing,
Yeah.
Tim?
How do you
Tim,
feel about
any
it?
interest in joining a local indie?
Oh yeah.
Hosting a local indie, he would for the
He
movie.
would.
For
He
the
would.
movie.
Here's my pitch. Here's my prediction. Before this movie is set to air, Tim Misny is going to host a local wrestling event in Cleveland. 216-859-8699. That number's exclusively for Tim Misny to text in. When Coke was in Coke, that's what made it a Coke, buddy.
It's crazy that they were drinking Coca-Cola in 1886.
It's crazy.
What else was happening around that time?
Let us know what was happening in 1886. 216-859-8699. If you were around in 1886, break out your cell phone right now and text 216-859-8699. Of course, that's the Rebel Hotline. Whereas for all of the shows right here on WSRR Radio, we're live every Monday at 5 p.m. for the Rebel Radio Show. It's live on Live 365, WSRRradio.com, us-radio.com, or anywhere you get a signal. You can go to synergymusicstudio.com as well and listen to WSRR. But we also have a whole bunch of other shows on WSRR Radio, like Shaney's Off Air at 3,
Brum, bum, bum.
The Pigeonhole at 4.
I finally did it.
You finally did it.
I did.
And, of course, the Rebel Radio Show at 5, along with the Morning Drive that kicks off at 8 a.m. We have music interviews. We have the Grab Bag with a variety of different hosts giving you some of the best local and independent music we have to offer. And, of course, Behind Enemy Lines, 10 a.m. weekdays, new episodes Mondays. That's the Cleveland-based sports show from Pittsburgh, hosted by Lucas and Dom. And, of course, 10 p.m. every weekday night, you get True Vault Escapades. That's the Fallout-based radio drama by Preston Harden and his crew. Expertly produced, and if you're a fan of the Fallout universe, you're going to be a fan of True Vault Escapades, so make sure you check all of that out for Showtime's events, happenings, and more. WSRRadio.com is, of course, the site to go to, where you can also find our awesome sponsors like Synergy Music Studio. If you're in the Chicago area and need something mixed, mastered, produced, recorded, or even remastered, hit up Synergy Music Studio. If you're not in the Chicago area, you can still take advantage of their reamping service and other production. Once again, SynergyMusicStudio.com. You can also go to GenericClothes.com and get yourself something absolutely swagged out to wear. You don't have to pay these big brand clothing companies hundreds of dollars to get a shirt that's the same as the one that you and I are wearing right now. Have a laugh at the big brand clothing company's expense. Nobody cares about the details. Get to the point at GenericClothes.com. And of course, if you're an artist listening to WSRR Radio right now and you want to make your next album release something special, more than a bunch of ones and zeros floating around online, more than something that they can steal and throw on LimeWire, you need to go to hellbendervinyl.com. They're one of America's most trusted custom vinyl record pressing plants. They're also Pittsburgh's first and only custom vinyl record pressing plants. They are hellbent on quality, hellbent on service. hellbendervinyl.com. Don't forget to join us on the Discord as well, where you can talk about all the things, conspiracy theories, showtimes, and more. Until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style. To my right, Shinny.
Bye, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Bye.
To my left is the Pidge.
Peace out.
Peace.